What's up, family? Gerald the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Check The King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to the Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.
What's up, good people? BetOnline is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, B-L-E-A-V, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z, sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews, you name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
Back here on the Bossman Show, going out to Flagstaff, talk to Coach Brian Wright, Northern Arizona Lumberjacks, out of the Big Sky. Coach, how things out there in Flagstaff today, man?
Things are great. Sunny and great summer day up here on the mountain.
I hear that, Coach. Coach, I'm going to ask you, man, what about this position coming to Northern Arizona when you got hired this past winter here? What about this program really stood out to you that you want to come join this and help take this program over, man?
Well, a couple things. Number one, it was the people, the athletic director, Mike Marlowe, Yuri Farkas, the deputy chief athletic director, and just their vision for football and athletics in general, really started it off for me and their passion to see this thing grow and become a championship football program. And then their commitment to that with a brand new facility. We have a brand new athletic facility here. It's called our High Performance Center for all athletes. And we've got a beautiful facility there. But with not only that, they staffed it extremely well as far as our support staff goes, our athletic trainers and academic support and strength coaches. So really thought it was set up to be successful, to win here in Flagstaff. And then finally our location, where we're at. We get to recruit the state of Arizona, certainly great football in Phoenix area. We're 6 hours away from Southern California. So a lot of good football played out there. And so I just thought our location, our people, and our facility all added up to a chance for success.
I hear that, Coach. And, in college athletics, it's so important to have from the top-down mentality of where the president, AD, support staff, everybody involved is on board and winning, because a lot of times winning takes place outside the field by things that goes on behind the scenes that most people don't know, being you will understand it. But a lot of those things that happen behind the scenes with that support will lead to W's on Saturdays on the field.
You're so right. It's critical to have that support, and we talk to our team all the time. We're preparing to win right now in June, coming up in July. We were preparing to win, when we first showed up in December. So much of that battle is won or lost off the field.
And Coach, how cool has it been to get to know these guys since December through the spring, getting guys to buy in and stay and not leave? Because some guys you didn't recruit, let them to believe in you and your visions. How's that been? How's that process of getting to know these guys and getting them to really trust them, believe in your staff, and learning how to practice, learning how to work out, learning how to watch film, learning how to be a good teammate in your program? How's that been for you, Coach?
We started off a little bit slow there. It took a while for that buy-in to start to set in. We had a lot of guys leave even before I showed up. A lot of guys jumped in that portal, I think not knowing really what was out there, maybe some uncertainty here. But for the guys that have stayed and that remained through spring ball, our chemistry really took off. The guys really bought into what we were doing, not only from a scheme standpoint, but how we were practicing, how we were working, how we were developing relationships with one another, how we were building that team chemistry. So I was really pleased at the end of spring ball, where we had come in the last 5-6 months. I sat down with every player individually after spring ball and had a lot of great conversations, a lot of feedback as far as where we are as a program and where we need to go. So I felt like that journey, that process started slow, as it typically might in these types of situations, but has really come on here in these last couple of months.
And Coach, and I think I'm very much a process guy. That's how I've always been in my whole career, about the process. So talk about the process of, again, the process of doing things a certain way, a certain rhythm, a certain flow to it, and it builds those habits you build every day that lead to winning, that lead to that mindset to want to win and go the extra mile when it gets hard. Just push through it and don't let hard stop you. Talk about that, because a lot of times people get caught up in the end results, but not after the process. If the process is the right way, the results will come.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. We really don't focus on the end result, like you were saying, or the scoreboard. We focus on going 1-0 each day. And we focus on the moment where we're at, making the most of our meetings, making the most of our sessions in the weight room, our on the field training. NCAA rules allow you to have a couple hours a week right now with them. So we want to make those the best that we can make those, certainly in our meeting time and on the field time. So we just talk about the small victories every day, the growth every day. Our guys building those daily habits. We set out when we showed up, we had the guys fill out a goal sheet, and they had to set their dreams and their long-term goals and then their short-term. But underneath that, we put that daily process that you're speaking of. What do we have to do today? Well, that means maybe for somebody that I got to show up 5 minutes early to the weight room for extra flexibility. Those small things are the things that we're focused on every day right now. In school, we say B's or better. We want a 3.0 GPA or higher. So everything we're doing academically has to fit within, that process as well. Proud to say our team had a 3.3 GPA this past spring. So some of those things we're starting to see pay off.
No doubt, Coach. And like I was telling one of my interns, if I got on the call with you, like, I've done 17 things today already. It's already 3:00 Atlanta time. So I'm trying to teach him, like, hey, man, you have to have a flow to your life, flow to your day, a flow of purpose to what you're doing, son. And you can't just do it. You have to have a purpose to what you're doing. I do interviews. I do sales calls. I talk to you interns. I talk to other people. So I'm doing something productive about day. Every moment is counting. Every emotion matters. And the process matters. I'm trying to teach this about intern here, but playing football for me, those little lessons are being applied in my real life right now for guys who are looking up to me as my interns.
That's right. And we hope that what we do here will help change the world, right? We want our guys to be able to take what they're doing here, waking up every morning at, 6 a.m., going to the weight room, getting the extra stretching, going to the nutrition center, getting the nutrition that you need, really pre and post workout. Our athletic training staff does a great job here. So we have a lot of different things our guys do with prehab, on top of what, maybe somebody needs for their rehab, and then those film sessions. So you're right. There's certainly a routine. There's a process to it. And I certainly would think these guys will take it on long after football days are over.
Now, Coach, for these summer workouts, Coach, you're doing more team drills, more than individual drills to get them kind of prep for fall camp coming up here really soon. 7 weeks time, we have fall camp coming here. So how are you trying to use those hours that the NCAA gives you to maximize, get the most out of it for the summertime here?
Yeah, well, so much of it right now is in the weight room with our strength and conditioning coach. He does a phenomenal job for us, and he's a former football player at the collegiate level, so really trust what he's doing, and puts together a great program for our guys. So a lot of it is in the weight room and out on the field with our agility and speed training. And then we take the 2 hours a week that the NCAA allows to get some meeting time. And during that, we'll do some individual work and walkthroughs. So we're getting some walkthrough time where it's low impact, but yet we're getting some high volume work for the guys. And that's pretty much our week here throughout the summer months.
And Coach, for you coming up from D2 to FCS, what's the difference for you for as recruiting wise, scholarship wise, how that works? Because I know a lot of people don't understand the difference between the divisions. So explain to listenership, what's the difference between like D2 and FCS for scholarships, and how you can split it up and kind of get guys in school that way more so you can FBS level?
Yeah. At the FCS level, you have 63 equivalencies for scholarships. At the Division II level, you have 36. At both places, you can break those up. At the Division II level, you can break them up however you want. You can have more than, obviously, the 36. You can have more than the Division I limit of 85 in Division II. So you could have 100 guys on 8 if you wanted to. That's been the biggest change, is just splitting up that money so much in Division II. Here, you don't do that as much at FCS level. We have a nice academic scholarship merit system here at NAU for the in-state students. So it allows us to use some good academic scholarships to maybe add to a young man that, might get partial football. And at the end, we're trying to use our 63 and still fill up 85 slots. So we get the same 85 slots that the Power 5 and Group of 5 get in Division I, but we just have to break it up a little bit more to get there.
No doubt. And Coach, for you, in this whole world of portal, I call it speed dating, Coach. So how do you go about trying to vet a young man in 2 or 3 weeks and try to figure out if he's a good fit with your staff? So how does that work as for you and your staff trying to figure out, hey, is he really about the right things for the team, or is he about the type of shoes we wear, or who's our brand? I talk about that, Coach. This whole new world we in, man.
Boy, it is a whole new world, and it's tough for me. My dad always told me to measure twice and cut once. So all throughout recruiting for me, it was making sure that we're doing our homework on our guys. And for typical high school recruiting, you get to know a kid for a year, 2 years, sometimes 3 years. You get to know this individual, and you're right. The speed dating thing is really difficult. Our staff did a great job of making phone calls, trying to do our homework in a day sometimes, or a week or 2 weeks when we're making decisions on kids. We asked our athletic training staff to make phone calls to maybe a previous institution where the young man was, and find out some medical history and what kind of worker he is in the athletic training room. Our strength coach did the same thing. He would call a strength coach at the school maybe the young man's leaving from. So we tried to hit all angles that we could as quickly as we could to find out as much as we can. about the young man. And, and it still was most comfortable for me taking a young man from another institution where I knew a coach really well, where I had had a previous relationship with them, and I knew that coach or that resource was going to give me the honest truth about the young man that we were looking to take.
No doubt. And Coach, you're in a heck of a conference, man. The Big Sky, a lot of playoff appearances out there. I know Montana State does a heck of a job out there with Coach Vliegen, and Houston, Washington does their thing as well. So talk about this tough conference you're in, but the fun and competition of that high level to go against that every weekend and show what this team's all about.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to coach in this conference as an offensive coordinator at Montana State for 2 years. I was there in 2010 and 11, and what a competitive league. Matter of fact, we won the league both years I was there. We came to Flagstaff in 10 and got our butts kicked up here in the Dome, and It proved to me at that time that any given Saturday, you better bring your A game, because really top to bottom, this is a great conference. The University of Montana just last year going to the national championship game and, battling South Dakota State in the title game. So you've had the traditional powers of Montana State lately. Weber State made a great run the last few years. Idaho has really come on strong since Idaho was FCS, then went to FBS, and now back to FCS, and they're in the Big Sky. And really, since coming back to FCS, they've been a top contender in the league. And Sacramento State as well has had a couple really, really good years. So there's just great players out in this part of the country. Great coaching, and I don't think that that's changed since my time that I left. As I start to study these teams, you better prepare to win every single day in these environments. You go and play at Montana State, or you come to our dome and play. These are some really neat environments for FCS football, where the fans show up and the venues are loud. And really, I think an exciting game day atmosphere for our young guys.
And Coach, you have a cool non-conference schedule. We got Lincoln from California, Arizona, Utah Tech, and then Incarnate Word. Incarnate Word's been a heck of a football team for many years, and Lincoln's just getting started. But talk about that fun trip to your in-state rival in Tucson against Arizona and challenging your team that way, man.
Well, yeah, a huge challenge for sure. Right off the bat early in the season, I think really just to find out what kind of program we have. We're going up against one of the top programs in the country, and certainly have a lot of respect for what they did a year ago, and now with a whole brand new staff that's there at U of A. So certainly a great opportunity for our kids to go compete at a place like U of A in a lot of our kids' home state. So that'll be a big one, and some tough challenges, certainly going on the road to Incarnate Word that has really played really good football at this level for quite some time right now. And so we're excited about it, fired up for the beginning of the season.
And Coach, for you, as coach, at what point in your life and your journey you decided you want to get into coaching? When did that blood go off in your head? This is going to be your life's path.
Probably when I graduated from college and I went out and worked at a bank. And I graduated with a business economics degree, went and worked at National City Bank, downtown Cleveland, Ohio. Great place, great people. Matter of fact, I had done an internship there and absolutely loved it. But I went and worked at that bank for about 5 months, and I said, no, I know this is not what I want to do for the rest of my life. And always deep in my heart, I thought that I wanted to coach. Those 5 months at the bank assured me of that.
Coach, you made the right call, Coach. You made the right decision, Coach. You sure did. Last one for you, Coach. Like, for you, like, when you're not at that facility, you're not with your staff, like, how do you kind of you get away from the game and just kind of enjoy your life and decompress a little bit when you're not just so locked into leading this program? So how do you kind of get some time for you?
Yeah, that's usually spent with the family. I have a wife and 3 kids, and all 3 kids very active in athletics. My oldest son plays college football at Mary Hardin Baylor, and my daughter is going to go off to Bemidji State up in Minnesota to play soccer. And then I have my youngest will be a freshman in high school. He's a hooper and runs some track, and so it's always been just hanging out with my family, going to their sporting events, getting out on the field with them, and helping them get better at what they do. That's been the biggest part of it. If we could, we're no longer around any lakes out here, so I got to find some water around here to get out. But usually we would get out on the lake for a little bit in the summer. We're gonna have to find a couple new spots now that we're out here in Arizona.
I never said, Coach. Coach is funny. Like, my dad was a coach. I got little children around me, and I have to resist sometimes, Coach, getting too involved because
Yeah.
I want to tell the coach some schemes. I'm like, let me just do this, but I have to hold back, Coach. It's not my world. So I have to sit back and just let them coach my kid. But like, I want to get involved sometimes, Coach. Was that hard for you, man? Because I know it's hard for me.
At times it can be, yes. That's why I found myself sitting way far away sometimes from the field. And when I would go to my son's games, I would try to sit back in the end zone somewhere away from all the folks and away from all the comments and all that. But we've been very fortunate really to have some really good coaches in my kids' lives. So that part's been fun.
It was funny, Coach, though. My dad's a coach. I played too. So me and my dad are watching the games. We're talking high-level stuff, right? So the kids are going back, taking the high levels that we're talking about to the coaches. I said, don't do that. Don't. What me and your granddad talk about, don't take it back to your team. So open their heads.
A lot of experts out there, right?
Yeah, like, don't do that. Hey, you're 8 years old. We don't have to worry about certain concepts.
Yeah.
We don't do that. You're 8, son. Yes, Coach, but I'll tell you, it's fun, though. It's good. But I'm happy that he's that deep into it. He listened to what me, his granddad is talking about. So it's like, he's listening. So I know he's starting to click and he loves it, because he's talking to us about inside zone, outside zone. So he's hearing us talk about these stuff. So it's like, oh, you listening for real?
When we were at Florida Atlantic and my oldest was playing flag football, he was a quarterback. We were down in Boca Raton, and his flag football coach decided to let him call his own plays since he was a coach's son. And I was like, please don't do that. Please don't. He'll be ruined for life. He gets to call his own plays when he's 7 years old in flag football.
Yes, sir, Coach. We know it's fun. It's fun that we do this, man. Play this great game and teach us so much, Coach. And Coach Wright, I'm thankful to have you on the show today, man. We'll do it again real soon. It's good to chat with you. I had Coach Burkhardt on the show as well, so showing you guys some love out there in Northern Arizona. So everything you need from me, Coach, I'm glad to help you guys any way I can. We'll come on the show and promote something. I'm here to help you guys out, man. I love what you all do out there in Flagstaff, Coach.
Hey, we really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me. Go Jacks.
Anytime, Coach. Appreciate you, man.
All right. See you.
BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z. Sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews. You name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
What's up, good people? Bet Online is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. What's up, family? Jared the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Check The King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to the Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.